I love that. That's rad. Yeah, welcome to the Forest Retreat, eh?
So where does like permaculture kind of fit in the formal education of things? Like what even is permaculture?
So I think permaculture in itself is like understanding and mimicking the way that the ecosystem is already doing its thing and bringing that and modernizing it, you know, working with the way things are going naturally. Yeah.
Because Mother Nature's been doing its thing for forever, hasn't it? So if we can learn from
who's
her.
maintaining that up there, you know? Who's looking after that? No one. It's doing its own thing. And I think it's us as human beings to decide whether or not we want to be the cancer or the enhancer of the earth, you know?
Ooh, I like that. This smells like popcorn.
Butter popcorn?
I don't know.
Not
now I don't know if you're just putting things in my head. It smells like, what is it called?
Popcorn cassia.
Popcorn cassia. It's pretty tree. So we've spent a couple of hours now on Noosa retreat. And we've already been gifted some delicious things, like this cake. I don't even remember what she said was in it.
It's carrot.
It's carrot, quinoa.
Some other stuff.
It's good.
It's tasty as.
Tasty. And we've also got some Tulsa. I think it's holy basil plant to make a Tulsa tea. Yeah, and we've had a little wander around as well. But so far, so good. I'm excited to see what the week brings. Hopefully less rain than today.
Yeah, that'd be ideal.
So we can actually get out and explore and do some cool stuff. Thank you.
No problem.
Check it. The sun came out today.
Here we have a wild Shani trying to get some B-roll footage. There you go, Shani. Yeah, it is pretty tricky.
It's pretty fun. Got a bit of learning to do.
You look like you're from Jurassic Park. You got your little bag on and the boots. Look at the boots, everyone. Check these things out. I haven't seen these bad boys in ages.
Sponsored by Kmart.
But the shoot today is this pizza oven. Looks pretty groovy.
Yeah, it's our first full day on the permaculture farm. We're gonna get a bit dirty, I reckon, today. We're volunteering. Oh, it's a bit red, that one.
I like them a bit red because they're a bit sour.
Yeah, oh, you like the sourness?
Like sometimes.
Chop and chop. So you're constantly
able to harvest from your garden.
Cool.
And you plan ahead so that the food trees in there will develop. So initially you're harvesting things like coriander and lettuce, and ultimately you'll be harvesting things like mango and macadamia.
And that's syntropic farming.
Yeah,
yeah.
Syntropic. It's based on concepts from Brazil. There was a Swedish guy, Ernst, who went over to Brazil in the deserts there and just resurrected the deserts and made them into usable food forests.
Ah.
Bok choy. Good.
I've got a little tomato and some chives in this garden.
So the coffee itself is actually really pointless, right? There's only the caffeine that you get from it. There's nothing else you really get from it, but a bit of a thrill and a rush, you know, if you live in the CBD lifestyle. But the antioxidants that comes from the berry itself is really good if you want to bite into that. It's really just skin.
Yeah.
But have a bite of that and you'll get your little... Coffee beans are actually green too. This is beautiful. It's like a tomato on an apple.
Oh man, it is so crazy just trying to digest all this information that we're learning. Crazy. We get to get our hands dirty, but taking in so much. I'm feeling pretty inspired, to be honest.
And they may not look right,
strawberries.
Size of apples.
but have a try of that one.
Yeah.
Cheers.
In this episode, you'll just see us foraging and eating different fruits and plants and trees.
Yeah, that's so good.
Wait, so how long did it take you to... Oh, do you mind being on?
Oh no, that's cool.
Yeah. How long did you say it take? 4 days? And you cut down the wood yourself?
Yeah, like about 4 days, yeah.
That's sick, man.
Oh, that's pretty
Oh,
good.
they're banana cage.
That's actually really cool.
Yeah.
This place keeps like the possums and stuff out.
Yeah. As you can see, some have been like picked.
Yeah, right.
They've gotten to them a bit late, but
Yeah.
still so many on them.
Got that.
You can't see your face.
You can't see my
Just
face.
like shirt down, yeah.
Oh, hello. We're making some dried bananas. Bananas are in the dehydrator. Keen to see how these guys go.
Ooh. Natural candy, baby.
We're going to keep them overnight, are we?
Yeah, I reckon overnight.
Overnight.
Yeah.
And tomorrow.
100%. What's the settings?
We're chucking in about
halfway-ish. That could be too much.
No.
Fruits go all the way to 135.
Yeah, okay.
So I reckon we keep them overnight, it'd be 125.
About 125. Sick.
You can go on bananas.
So with our leftover organic stuff,
Yeah.
you can pretty well just chuck it in the garden bed, let it decompose and do its thing for the soil.
Always give back.
Send
what
it.
We get. Yeah.
Sick. Sweet. So Misty here has pretty well been our guide, I guess, since we've gotten to Noosa Forest Retreat. She is pretty much like a wealth of knowledge, eh? Like, you just speak so fluently when talking about all like the veggies and the fruits and stuff you guys are growing. You know so much. There's so many things that you guys have got that I've never even heard of. So it's
Honestly,
sick.
I'm still discovering new veggies, you know, and new fruit. A little bit of parsley, nasturtium flowers. Beautiful. Eat the flowers.
Gold.
They're so nice food.
Are they?
Yeah. Today.
Give this guy a go. What is it? Nasturtium.
Nasturtium.
Alright. It tastes a lot better than a dandelion.
Yeah.
I gotta say.
Yeah. I love that. Sweet. Just picking up some rosemary for our roast veggies.
We're doing a campfire cook tonight. We're chucking some roast veggies in the camp oven and obviously making a fire because it's a campfire cook. So, you know.
Backyard cooking. Oh, campfire cooking with Antonio and Misty.
How they looking?
Groovy.
Looking good?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Oh.
I think there is holes in my head.
Go on, say it.
I'm gonna just finger this.
Nice.
I can use my finger, but it's not pretty.
No, there should be one for everyone.
Alright, good night guys. Bit of chili sauce, Shani.
Well, that's what I thought when Karen said it was Guys,
How was it?
Oh, way too hot for me.
Way too spicy? Before we go make banana pancakes, gotta plug the solar back in.
Because it's been a cloudy day.
Oh,
We
lost our doughy.
we actually we actually haven't been connected to power now for it's been like 6 or 7 weeks. Yeah, we haven't been connected to like electricity, which is a pretty cool feeling, I must admit.
Morning routine. How we doing?
Good, what do we got over there?
Welcome back to this episode of Cooking in the Tropics. Today we're making gluten-free banana pancakes.
Sick. Have a look at
Bang bang! And the music in the background, I love it.
Which one should I have one of?
Whatever you want, baby.
I mean, I don't want to have the one which is more desired, like more, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Our dried bananas are ready that we actually prepared yesterday.
Heaps there.
There's heat, yeah.
And usually the mistake people make with dehydrated bananas, they eat so many, not realizing that this is still like a quarter of a banana, and you eat a whole jar of them. It's like eating like 7 bananas.
Yeah.
And then you wonder why you're constipated.
Yeah, pretty much. I learned that the hard way.
Speaking from experience.
Yeah.
Just shove it in. So it's Wednesday morning. It's our second full day at Noosa Retreat. We have Ian coming today, and we're doing like a community garden day, which we haven't done one of these before. So yeah, we'll show you guys what we end up doing. I've already learned so much here, and I'm still like digesting it. If we haven't like told you guys before, our sort of plan in the long term, once we finish traveling Australia, we want to settle down, buy our own block of land, not too far from the ocean. We love the ocean, and I guess just become more self-sufficient and more sustainable, grow our own food, all that kind of stuff, exchange with people, have communities. I don't know if you can hear me. Yeah, so these are kind of just like planting the seeds, helping us and educating us, and plus we, like I said, my friends here, so it's been a fun time.
Permaculture is an ethical-based design science that aspires to teach people how to holistically understand their environment and redesign that environment that more directly meets their needs from Mother Nature in a way that actually works with Mother Nature to be beyond sustainable, to be regenerative. So how do I get my food in a way that increases the quality of the air, increases the topsoil, and shares a laugh with my friend? How do I get my needs met that looks after the earth, which is the first ethic of permaculture, looks after all beings, and shares equally?
Beautiful.
Yeah, this will finish in 2 years. That row won't finish for 20 years. And then down the middle we plant eggplant, strawberry, eggplant.
So I'm gonna leave that there.
Did you finish it?
No, it's like a little bit left.
I was like,
I'll
I've
have like
left
an
mine.
ice chai when I get back.
That's what my plan was. I've left it in the car.
But we are climbing another mountain today. It is Mount Karura.
Mount Karura.
Located basically like in Pomona.
Mount Pomona.
Which is pretty close to Kinkin, where we're staying.
With
We got Misty here, the Bearside Wanderers.
Yes.
And I'm ready to get my sled on.
Thanks. Well, look at these signs. It's a bit overkill. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, they really send the signs. Goodbye, stick. I'll be back.
Actual stairs.
Oh, the stairs.
man.
Oh.
Shani's back to barefoot. Whew. Man, what is it with all the mountains and Sunshine Coast being like hard to climb, you know? Have we made it or what? What an epic hike that was.
That's probably like the second hardest mountain I've climbed. Yeah. How'd you go?
Oh, well, you're missing something on that camera.
Yeah.
You know what you're
missing? It's in your pocket.
This little dewey. I was wondering why I was still carrying this around.
Slide it back on. Yeah, we also got a new microphone for our GoPros.
Sorted. Alrighty, let's get this pizza oven cleaned up before we start.
Oh, it's a pizza oven. I called it a kiln.
I think it's a pizza oven, hey?
It's just called a pizza oven.
Oh, that's what
there
I've
you
been
go.
calling
I'm
it.
trying to be fancy. I don't even know what a kiln actually is. So scratch all that. Antonio, don't put that in. We're just preparing the pizza oven now.
Sick. Let's get the pizza oven clean.
Wow.
Found some kindling.
How are you feeling, babe?
Yeah, not bad considering. So they stitched up my lip at the hospital. That's all sorted. 4 stitches in there. I'll that back together again. But there's this piece missing. So we're now waiting at the front of Lawton Dentist Centre, Dentical Centre. And yeah, they're gonna just glue the piece back in because we found it. I left it in there with the lovely dentist lady who's gonna help me out today. And yeah, we're just gonna glue that back in and have to check in a couple of weeks and make sure it's all good.
You want to get here? It's like a little feather in your cap.
Go again?
Yeah. Misty, how much would you like me to grate?
That's cool.
Do a double whammy?
Go on then.
Well, let's see if she can do it. I don't know if I can. The pressure, the heat is on. I feel like I'm in the kitchen, like ready to cook. In the middle, and then you use the base of the ladle.
Good morning, guys. So it's been a couple of days now since I busted my lip up and knocked my tooth out, but thought I'd give you guys a bit of an update. She's looking pretty good. Teeth are back in and it's just a bit swollen now. I've got 4 stitches in there holding it together. So
Didn't you keep that piece of tooth
Yeah, I found the bit of two, so they glued it back in, and so it worked out pretty well. And I have to go back to the dentist as well, yeah, because I need to check to make sure my tooth is like reset nicely back into its, I suppose, its hole. So, no, fingers crossed all that goes well. But I wanted to say a big thank you to Karen, one of the residents here, who drove us in.
Thank you, Karen.
Thanks, Karen. This morning's plan. I'm going to eat this banana. This is a freshie from the property. All the bananas we've been eating here are freshies off the property. There's been heaps of them. Finish my brekkie, and then we're going to go up to the banana shower. So among the banana trees up here, there is an outdoor shower that's got hot water. So I'm keen to jump in for a hot shower this morning, help wake me up a bit. And the sun's out, so it's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be bad weather or raining, which it has been about like 50% of the time since being here. It's been raining.
It's nice, hey?
Yeah, it's really good. Outdoor shower, it really is nice, hey? Like,
you feel the sun afterwards, so
yeah. Like, I waited till the sun was out before I actually got out of the shower, because... But yeah, definitely.
Stays hot for a while, hey? What is it? Is it just one of those...
It's just a dual car instant hot water system, so it'll stay hot so long as there's gas, like...
Oh, true. So there's a gas bottle up here?
Yeah, there's a gas cylinder on the outside.
What a morning it has been. Thankful the sun is out, because we've just had to pack up our van, basically transfer all this stuff from our van, like our clothes, our food, condiments, that kind of stuff, and take it up a hill where we're staying, camping out, glamping out for the next few days while we get our caravan battery and solar upgraded. So it's all worth it and it's exciting. So today is technically our last day at Noosa Permaculture forest retreat. But I'll tell you a little story. It's just like blown my mind how the universe and how small the world is. So there's a resident that lives here. He has his own 5 acres. He's basically a neighbour to this property. And he saw us on YouTube or Facebook, I think it was, last week, and apparently was like, oh, those guys are pretty cool, like, you know, cool what they're doing. And then he saw us pull up to Noosa Forest Retreat and was like, oh my god, it's them, mind blown, like what a small world. And then he's actually just finished completing his own little Airbnb. So it's a unique glamping site. Basically, most of the things he's built up there is from upcycling materials, natural resources. It's really cool. He's got like an outdoor shower, he's got an outdoor kitchen, he's made a little herb and vegetable garden. Anyways, I'll show you guys. But turns out he invited us to stay up there for a few nights to help him kind of set it up and put it out there on the internet. And we're like, well, actually our van is going in to get some work done and we're out of accommodation for a few nights. And he's like, sweet, well, you've got somewhere to stay. And I was just like, what? It's mind blown. You know, we are pretty much just winging it around Australia. Like I say, we don't make plans, we don't pre-book things in advance, and so far it's been in our favour. I feel like we've been pretty lucky, so I'm excited to show you where we're staying and yeah, I guess, yeah, see how it goes for the few nights and help Ian set it all up.
So here we are. Andrew, run us through, man. What have we got?